Do you feel like you have bad posture? Do you feel like you have rounded shoulders and a forward head? In this video, I'm going to show you why posture correctors are the biggest waste of your time and money. I'm going to show you how to actually assess your posture. Don't just guess that you have bad posture. And I'm going to show you my favorite exercises, mobility exercises, and strengthening exercises to strengthen those postural muscles. So one of the very first things I want you to understand is that just because you have bad posture doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to have pain. Studies have shown that bad posture isn't directly correlated with someone experiencing pain. Now, the one thing that I do want you to understand is that staying in any posture or position for too long is just not good. Our bodies like to move. And so if we're staying in any position for too long, that can cause stress and strain to the tissues and increase sensitivity. The other thing that I want you to know is that there's also a difference between static posture and dynamic posture. So static posture is how you hold yourself when you're not moving, okay, when you're sitting or just standing. Dynamic posture is how you hold yourself and how you move when you are actually moving your body, okay? When you're running, when you're squatting, jumping, okay? That's dynamic posture. So why are posture correctors the biggest waste of your time and money? So I'm just giving you a little example here with the bands. So a posture corrector is something that, like a strap or something like that, that would hold you in a good position throughout the day. And the problem with that is, you know, as soon as you take that off, you're just naturally going to go right back to the bad positions that you were in before. What we want to do is strengthen the muscles that actually keep us in better posture. Okay, we want our own muscles to be doing the work, and we don't want to have to rely on something that keeps us in a better position throughout the rest of the day. When working on improving your posture, you want to do a couple things. You'll probably want to do some sort of chest opener, something that kind of opens up the chest. Because we spend lots of our time in positions like this throughout the day, the muscles in the front here can kind of get tight, okay? You have big muscles that internally rotate the shoulders, namely your pecs and your lats, for example. These big muscles can kind of pull us this way. And we all kind of have to fight against gravity. We all naturally kind of tend towards this posture because we have to fight against gravity every day. So some sort of chest opener. The other thing you want to do is some sort of thoracic mobility drill or exercise, especially focusing on extension of the thoracic spine or upper back. And then after you do that, you want to do some sort of upper back strengthening exercise to strengthen these postural muscles between the shoulder blades that never seem to get enough love. Here's how you're actually going to assess your posture at home, okay? Don't just assume that you have bad posture. One of my favorite sayings is assess, don't guess, okay? Being in this position isn't inherently bad, okay? Unless we stay in that position for prolonged periods of time. Now, it is very common to have limited mobility or restrictions or tightnesses in our body, and those are things that you should explore and you should try and work on. So here's how to do the test. This is called a wall angel, all right? This is an exercise, but it's also an assessment in and of itself, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find a wall in your house. Hopefully you can find a wall. And you're going to scoot your butt up against the wall, all right? So we don't want any of this. We don't want any space back here. We want your butt all the way against the wall. And then what we want to try and do is have the butt between our shoulder blades and the back of our head against the wall. And then we're going to raise our arms and see if we can do a wall angel. There's lots of angels in this video. Snow angels, wall angels. Okay, this exercise and test can be very revealing of any tightnesses or restrictions that you might have that are limiting your posture, right? So if you can't get your elbows to the wall, that could mean you have some tightness here in your pecs that aren't letting you get back here, all right? If your head is forward like this, you could have some tightness in the front here that's kind of pulling you this way. And the other thing that we're looking at here is external rotation of the shoulders, okay? So we talked about, we have some big muscles that kind of internally rotate the shoulders, round the shoulders forward, okay? If we can't get our wrists back up to the wall this way, that could indicate some tightness into internal rotation. So, like I said before, this kind of test becomes an exercise in and of itself to work on your posture, okay? If you can't get there, just do your best. And over time, as you keep practicing, you will strengthen those muscles, all right, and improve your mobility. Again, ideally we want the butt against the wall, shoulders against the wall, back of the head against the wall. We want to see if we can get the elbows and the wrists against the wall, and if we can see if we can maintain those points of contact the whole entire time. So this is what it looks like. So you probably want to do some sort of thoracic extension mobility drill, okay? So again, we kind of all spend probably too much time in this hunch forward position, and it's a great idea to work in the opposite directions that gravity naturally tends to pull us into. So my absolute all-time favorite thoracic extension mobility drill is with a foam roller and against a wall. You'll see why here in just a second. So what you're going to do is get up nice and close to the wall and then start with the foam roller kind of between your shoulder blades. Okay, and then you're just going to kind of prop your legs up on the wall like this. The reason we're doing this is because we want to take the low back out of this movement. So we want to make sure that all of the movement is just coming from the upper back. We don't want to be hyperextending from the low back. So with the feet up like this, it kind of locks out the lumbar spine so that we're just focusing on the upper back. So from here, I can support my head, support my neck, and then just do some extensions over the foam roller. And this feels amazing, guys. You might get some pops. That is totally normal, totally okay. That's a good thing, in fact. All right, you can do for repetitions. You can kind of hang out there at the bottom for a couple seconds. Really get a good stretch. Mobilize those thoracic vertebrae. All right. Okay, that is the thoracic extension mobility at the wall. One of my very favorite ways to open up that chest, you'll need a foam roller. If you don't have one, just get one. It's a great tool. They're really cheap. You can get one on Amazon. I might have a link in the description. We'll see. But foam roller, what you're going to do is you're going to lay down lengthwise. So have the foam roller lengthwise on your spine. Make sure that it's long enough to support your head so that your neck isn't cricked off the edge of it. Okay, keep your knees bent up. And then what you're going to do is just let your arms kind of come out to the side like this, and you're going to do what I like to call snow angels. So you're just going to kind of go up and down like this. You don't have to go fast. It's not a race, but you're just trying to kind of open up those shoulders and get a good stretch. You should feel some stretching in the front of your shoulders and in your chest. All right. So when your arms are kind of more up here in more of a Y position, you'll be stretching more of the pec minor muscle. And when your hands are kind of out here to the side in more of a T position, you'll be stretching more of the pec major muscle. All right. Now, one thing to kind of pay attention to while you're doing this is your breathing. So you can do some deep breathing here, but you'll kind of want to try and keep your ribs down. So kind of like keep your ribs down. You don't want to have your ribs flared up like this, okay? So you want to kind of keep those ribs down. All right, that way you're really stretching those pecs. So now that you've done kind of a chest opener, you've opened up that chest and you've done some thoracic mobility work to kind of work on that extension mobility to fight that kind of hunched posture. You want to do some strengthening of the muscles to kind of strengthen those new ranges that you've achieved with your mobility work. So get a band and you're going to do some reverse flies. This is probably my favorite exercise to strengthen those muscles between the shoulder blades. You're going to hold the band like this, palms facing, shoulder blades down. Okay, we don't want to be doing this. All right, shoulders down, nice and tall posture, proud chest. And then you're just going to be squeezing those shoulder blades together, back and down. Get some blood in the area and strengthen those scapular muscles. Okay, do about 15 to 20 reps of this. And that'll end your little posture routine, okay? Some sort of a chest opener, some sort of thoracic extension, mobility work, and then some upper back strengthening. Use that framework to improve your posture. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope it serves you. Please remember that your next posture is your best posture, okay? It's less about sitting and standing like a stiff, 2x4 all day long, and more about just changing positions and changing postures more frequently throughout the day. Our spine craves movement, okay? A lot of times I'll tell patients to set a timer on their phone for every 20 minutes, okay? If you work from home, if you're working at a desk or computer, just set a timer on your phone. Every 20 minutes, that'll remind you just to get a little bit of movement in, okay? You can do some of the band exercises. Just do something to kind of change positions, change postures. That will do wonders for you long term.